Alright, so very briefly for the moment, I just wanted to do a little unboxing. I ordered up a Star Wars miniature, old Wizards of the Coast Star Wars miniature off of eBay, and I realized it's actually in its original packaging, as it's marked Hasbro. So, I'm going to go ahead and open this on stream. This is the X-1 Viper droid. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. This is a powerful miniature back in its day. It's fairly cheap these days. Comparatively to other things like the Felucian Rancor or something. And there you have it, baby. X-1 Viper droid. You see this sucker in old canon as well as in, well, mods like Thrawn's Revenge and stuff like that. You'll see these suckers, the X-9s. They were made on the planet Balmora, if I remember correctly. And, ooh, I look ghostly. Well, let me deal with this little hangnail here. I don't want to accidentally scratch my model. Not that they're crazy expensive, but you know what? This is a legend. You know, it's sort of like Kingdom Hearts. Like, you can get lots of Kingdom Hearts. You can get Kingdom Hearts for incredibly cheap right now. I'll be damned if I say otherwise. But damn it if it ain't. Also, so that these guys are precious and important. You know, like water or whatever. So yeah, these guys. Cool as all get out. I mean, technically it's been unboxed in that it came in a random box of one huge and multiple regular size minis, but still, it was in its original bag. And this guy, this little lobster of war is he's one serious unit, and in some ways he almost doesn't look very Star Wars like, but this guy's a legend in my opinion. This guy's incredible. Let's get a good look at him. Look at that. Look at that. That's just nasty. In Legends canon, these guys were nasty units. They were on the weapons making world of Balmoras, where they were made, the X-1 Viper droids, and practically unbeatable until the Emperor whipped out or Thrawn or somebody whipped out the Chrysalis, which are basically like Rancors. They're these big monsters that kind of tore them apart. Melee attacks are these guys' Achilles heel, but here on the stat card, it reads X-1 Viper droid. It's worth 46 points, which is a big chunk of your team for sure. He has, let me see, damage of 30, which is huge. Attack of +8, not kind of piffly, but whatever. Defense of 16, that is also crazy high. Hit points 130. Oh my gosh, this thing is a tank. His special abilities include droid, which means immune to critical hits, which is actually pretty big, and I forgot droids were like that. Not subject to commander effects, kind of sucks, but this is a fringe faction unit, which means you can go in any faction. So you could literally whip out, like, somebody like, oh, for instance, a certain Calician warlord. Come on, buddy. You make a fine addition to my collection. General Grievous. Most General Grievuses kind of suck compared to this one in particular. But there are quite a few, and this guy is one of the exceptions in that he can give commander effects to droids. So yeah, pair this bad boy up with this guy. Whew. You don't want to go up against that. You don't want to go up against that. Anywho, moving right along, it has double attack. On his turn, this character can make one extra attack instead of moving. He also has this incredibly powerful ability known as molecular shielding. When hit by an attack from a non-adjacent enemy, this character takes no damage, and the attacker takes damage equal to the prevented damage. The attacker can avoid this effect with a save of 11. He has mounted weapon, which is kind of a nerf. It's called only allies with mounted weapon or adjacent allies with gunner can combine fire with this character, which means combining fire, basically, I think it means at the cost of a character's movement, or a character's turn, you basically can raise the attack of another character. So, again, he has +8 attack, which is really low, so that's still kind of an Achilles heel in that regard. Unless you have multiple Viper droids or something crazy like that, or maybe something with synchronized fire or something crazy. I don't know. Something that raises attack would definitely help a lot. Then we have Rigid, which is another nerf. Basically, he can't squeeze. Granted, there are a lot of characters with Gunner, like a weak leg Gunner or something like that, that could just exist to increase attack damage. Anyway, he has Rigid, he can't squeeze. It says, built for speed and packed with a lethal arsenal of advanced weaponry, this battle droid adds power to any squad. I don't know if he's really built for speed. He doesn't have extra fast. Nothing is indicating he's faster than normal, but yeah, this is quite the unit. X-1 Viper droid. Holy moly. I mean, just look at this guy. They kind of screwed up the aspect ratio on this a bit, but, oh, come on. Come on. Focus, you. Not my best camera, probably. Well, whatever. Maybe someday somebody will use AI to enhance that image. Point is, yeah, he's cracked. That is a cracked unit, and he was notorious for a strategy known as the Thrawn swap. So you'd have this guy, and you have Thrawn, and you'd probably have somebody like Darth Vader. And Thrawn has the ability to swap any two allies that are within 6 squares, so for like a total movement of like 12 squares. So since this can only really be damaged by melee attacks, holy crap, by the way, what set is he from? He's 2005, Lucasfilm Limited and trademark, made in China, 32 out of 60, Fringe 46, X-1 Viper droid. Oh, he's an uncommon. So these guys happen a lot. They're just passing this out like crack at a party. Crack at a Russian light rave. Holy moly. I don't know if they pass out that stuff that easily, but yeah, whatever. Fringe 40, passing out crack at a Puff Daddy party, whatever. I don't know. Fringe 46, yeah. He has the Jedi Order emblem for his set. I forget which one that is, if that's Universe. It's not Force Unleashed. It's one of the older ones. Well, anyway, I miss this game. I wish they were still making stuff for this, because that'd be cool as all get out. I mean, we do have good stuff like Star Wars Legion right now, but I swear to God, you know, this made the game really cool. Just how broken he was, and how cool of a design he was, and how cool and powerful they were in lore. Obvious drawbacks are going to be just the high point size, because he's almost half your team, and also the fact that he's rigid and has gunner, and he's droid. But you know, still the old strat was to combine him with Thrawn. He would get Thrawn swapped from one location to another. I don't think it was even a commander effect. I think it was just an ability of Thrawn's with someone like Darth Vader. So let me start over. Only can be damaged with melee. So you know, enemies get within melee range to attack. Then he gets swapped out with Darth Vader, who can handle melee range just fine, and do something like lightsaber riposte or parry or whatever, and just wreck fools in melee. And then this guy would be able to shoot from a distance or whatever, or maybe, I don't know, somebody's about to be shot or something by something powerful. I don't know what. This guy would get swapped in with him and kick some serious butt. It's incredible. It kind of makes me wonder. I'm going to open up a new browser window. And let's just take a look. I'm starting to get a little curious if there's any... Now. Period. Window capture, add existing, window capture. I should rename that. Uh-huh. Alright. Actually... There we go. Let's incognito this up. Alright, so, Star Wars Miniatures Annihilator Droid. Did they ever put the Annihilator Droid in that game? Nope. Looks like they did not. Nope. No Annihilator Droid. I wish they did. We got it in Book of Boba Fett, which is great, but no. Oh, I got some Droidicas. What was the Droidica like? I'd like a squad of Droidicas, please. $14 though. I can't read that. It looks like he has double attack, shields 2, and wheel form. 40 hit points, 16 defense, which is godlike, 8 attack, 20 damage. Dude. Droidicas would be scary. Well, let me ask this. AAT Star Wars Miniatures. Did they ever put the AAT in there? No, that's not it. Micro Machines, how underrated. They never put the AAT in there. But what's this then? There's a Legion AAT, which I kind of want now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh, someone's selling one for 35 bucks. Ooh. You know, I kind of wonder. I really wonder. Why did nobody ever put the AAT in Star Wars Republic Commando? It was always the Spider Droid, a bunch of Super Battle Droids, or a Trandoshan Elite that was, in essence, the tanks or bosses of that game. They never really did anything else. Like, they never were like, oh, here's a tank, you know, or here's like a large Spider Droid. It's always like those weird up-armored dwarf Spider Droids. That game was just a different vibe altogether. It was just nutty. It was just like, yeah. I'm also surprised they had the weird dwarf spider droids instead of just regular crab droids. They just kind of made up their own spider droid for that game. I do know for a fact they have the large crab droids and small crab droids for the Trade Federation and a bunch of other miscellaneous droids. But my point being, this guy... He get moved around all the time, swapped out with Darth Vader, either, you know, blocking out each other's damage and stuff. It was just a legendary move, or a legendary strat and squad. It was great. It was up there with things like, I mean, it would be this or like an AT-ST Walker fulfilling its role, if I remember correctly. But you know, it was up there with squad ideas like the Nam Anor Bomb Squad, where he would be able to take any character that had stealth, give them super stealth, and make them suicide bombers, like a bunch of creepers from Minecraft. And the only things that could stop it was Depa and Admiral Akbar with their It's a Trap ability. They were the only ones. They were the only ones. Like, I think eventually Leia maybe got It's a Trap or something like that, but it was nutty. It was nutty. Unless you were, like, tanky enough to survive it somehow, it was crazy. Another crazy squad that existed until it got greatly nerfed was the utterly broken and disgusting strat of having someone like R2-D2, who was like the only guy who had override, or was it door gimmick? It was either door gimmick or override, and he had his jetpacks like in Attack of the Clones, and he would just fly. Like, you would take someone like Boba Fett, and you'd snipe like, I don't know, probably have some guys combine fire with him and snipe like like a high level unique character and have him wipe him out. And then everyone would just run into a closet and hide, and R2-D2 would activate door gimmick, and then you just activate and run down all the turns, and then just win because you got more kills, more points than the other player. It was really broken. I remember reading the Q&A session where someone pointed that out to the devs, and they're like, "Wait, what?" So that's what prompted them to add characters like Lobot. He was a fringe character with door override, and a lot of characters with satchel charge. Override can make the door close or shut whenever you want, and satchel charge can make it permanently open no matter what anybody else wants. And they had characters like the Ugnaught Demolitionist, who could just be this tiny low point character that could just blow up the door. So yeah, that got fixed, thankfully. Like, yeah, that's some of the more broken squads, other than, like, grabbing some crazy combo of Jedi who could just use the Force in unreal ways and just destroy everything. Like, that was just nutty. But if I had to make a squad out of this guy today, I'd definitely grab one of my General Grievuses, I'd grab a bunch of droids, and I'd just do droid stuff, you know, and probably have a Lobot with override or something, and just go ham. Because this guy is the tankster. He is just unbelievable. And probably have as many droids with a heavy weapon as possible on the team as well, so they could combine fire with this poor sap, and maybe something that ups his attack, like I don't know, like the Verpine Tech Specialist, or no, Verpine Weapons Tech, who I think can up your attack or your damage or something like that. Have that, and then some repair droids, and just go ham with like a 200 or 100 point army. But yeah, this guy's just disgusting. Like, I feel like just two of those guys with whatever 8-point character you want would probably be disgusting on its own. Just because they could just use skirmish tactics to sneak away from whoever's attacking and just win. Yeah, it's nutty. Anyway, I thought I had to document that historical moment of me opening up this random X-1 Viper droid. In future, I hope to get the Basilisk War droid, which is a Mandalorian miniature, and it's a wee bit expensive. And also, Felucian on Rancor is another I want to get in future. Not to mention the Reek, Acklay, and Nexu, and, like, I don't know. Maybe, like, maybe some more battle droids and some clone troopers. I gotta be real, quality definitely varied between the different sets, because like the Republic Commandos look amazing. They look like they tried, they look like they cared, they look like they played the game and loved it. But I'm gonna be honest, for things like just random clone troopers, there's definitely some throwaway ones that were just kind of like, okay, let's mass produce this, let's you know, didn't necessarily work that well, appearance-wise. But we did get Commander Cody, we did get Captain Rex. The game did run long enough to have Captain Rex and some 501st members. There are some really good-looking Stormtrooper characters, like the Evo Trooper and the Raxus Prime Trooper, which I think I have both of. One day I want to get Vader's Secret Apprentice Unleashed. I have Darth Vader Unleashed, I have the Shadow Guard. Maybe one day I'll get Starkiller. And obviously this is all Legends canon. This is absolutely all of this is pre-Disney. In fact, Disney is probably what put the cork in this, if now that I'm thinking about it. But hey, we got Legions. Legions is awesome. I love it. I want more of it. They just need to go ham with Legions and just stop making like random Jedi and clones and droids, or random Stormtroopers and random Rebels, and like just go crazy like Star Wars Miniatures had, and have every Glub Shiv character you can think of, from Dirtjass Purr to X-1 Viper droids like this one. And because who wouldn't want to make a X-1 Viper droid? Like, this sucker looks like he belongs in Warhammer, or like some sort of like early 2000s, late 90s, 70s pulp fiction, friggin' sci-fi. He looks like he's from Dune or something, you know? He's this big old June bug, lobster, pug, dog, robot of doom who's ready to just absolutely wreck you. Like, I don't even know how he even works, because he's got like these weird little servo, or not, he didn't have servos. He just kind of has these cords that are somehow attached to his legs, which doesn't make any sense to me. Seems like he should have been better attached to them somehow. But you know what? This sucker's impressive, and I like it. I'm pleased with it. I got the X-1 Viper droid, guys. All right, I'm out.